I don't know if I mean I haven't had Black Thoughts cooking, but I can't imagine that he does too many things better than being an MC. And I told
Dude,
you,
that Hot 97 freestyle ain't shit compared to his Thanksgiving dinners.
okay. Well, I want to talk about that freestyle for a second. Now, Act Two. First of all, when I heard this song, Act Two, Love of My Life, I shed a tear, and that's real. This is, yeah, that song made me.
Almost didn't make it. Almost didn't make it.
Man, Zap Mama comment, Black Thought's verse. Black Thought's verse on that song encapsulates a large part of my life. I step into the stage with my eyes closed and push back the impact, push back the first 5 rows. All that stuff is like that's how I feel as an MC, as a superhero. And
That song almost never made the album.
wow,
Tariq hated that song.
I loved it. But now go back to the Funkmaster Flex freestyle. He called me after that freestyle. He was like, "Yo, Quad, niggas really fuck with that freestyle." I'm like, "Do you not know who you are?" And so I guess my question is, since I've heard stories that sometimes Black Thought will start working on solo stuff and then it'll get pulled into whatever the Roots is doing. He became
Right.
very prolific after the Funkmaster Flex freestyle. I went to see him in the studio. He was like, "I'm dropping an album every month. The first album will be Ninth Wonder. The next album will be me and Dap Kings. Next album will be me and Salam Remy." Now he only got 2 of those out, or maybe 3 of them out. 2 of them out,
He
right?
just made an announcement. July 31st, Volume 3 is coming out.
Okay, so when he
Him and
said
him
it
and
to
Sean C.
Sean C, right? So when he said
Yeah.
it to me, me being someone who has put out a lot of records, I knew I was like, "There's no way you're gonna drop a record every month. That's ambitious, but I'll be surprised if you're able to do that." But he
Right.
at least he got out the Ninth Wonder record. Why is it? And I have my own thoughts that people don't, unless you really do this music for a living, people don't understand that Black Thought is absolutely like the best MC.
You know what it's like? Okay, so there's a moment when Kid A came out by Radiohead, and the buzz was so heavy on Radiohead, like in a deafening, undeniable way that OK Computer sort of opened the door to, but really Kid A finished with. That it's almost like you weren't cool if you weren't down with Radiohead.
Right.
So oftentimes I felt like I would, like my managers Sean and Tariq will always ask the second question. "Oh yeah, what songs do you like?" And I'm like, "Oh come on, y'all! Like, you know good and well everyone likes the Erykah Badu song,
Right.
and I like We Got the Hot Music, or I like that song from the Best Man soundtrack."
Wait. So they call it "We Got the Hot." That's the name
They
of the song.
never
right?
ever, they never say "You Got Me." They always say
Right.
the Erykah Badu song.
Right.
They say "We Got the Hot Music," the song from the Best Man soundtrack. Like I mean, like diehards will be like, they'll say it by name, but for the most part, I always knew that the idea of the Roots was actually bigger than the actual Roots. And I know that I make albums. I'd like to think I make albums that I would like to buy, but oftentimes, like, I shy away from the singles. Like, for me, the defining tone of an artist is what his filler is. Like, Stevie Wonder is a great case in point. Like, all my favorite Stevie Wonder songs are songs that are not singles. You know what I mean? And with the Roots, I think the idea of liking us is cool, and we structure it so that there's something for everybody. There are people that know us for just like all these mammoth solos that we used to do in the show. There's people only remember the last 15 minutes, like, oh, when Rozelle did the beatbox, or in the time when Kamal did the Mobb Deep part of this song,
Right, right.
like did that sample. But oftentimes, man, it's just like Tariq is too good for his own good. And that rule in the 48 Laws of Power, which you're not supposed to, you can't outshine the teacher, that sort of thing. So I definitely know that there was some of that going on as well. Often, you know, with our peers and stuff, you know, and actually, you know what? I think Jay told me once, like, the logic of, because he wanted when Jay heard Tariq's verse in "I Will Not Apologize."
Yeah, a record I'm on.
Oh, that's right. You're on I was like, Kweli, there's a song called I Will Not Apologize. I don't know if you ever heard
y'all told me what to say. Y'all was using me for my voice, but I'm still appreciating.
Right. I totally forgot. You're doing the hook.
Yeah, right.
So Jay had this wide open thing, like, finally. Like, and I'm like, wait, finally what? Finally. And it was sort of like, he was like, finally y'all listen to me. Because Tariq does such a simple rhythmic pattern there. That's easy to apologize, an easy pattern that you can follow in and that's one of the rare times in which he almost like spoon feeds you a simple rhyme pattern that your brain can follow. Whereas normally he's just like, you know, it's like Crazy Taxi, like where's he going? You know, it's like trying to use a fly swatter on a fly that you can't kill.
That's a great metaphor.
That's what Tariq is like. And, you know, Jay, I was kind of asking, like, you know, like, can't we get him, like, can't you use your influence to get him? And I'm talking to Jay, the record president of Def Jam at the time. Mm-hmm. Like, we got to get him on more features. And that, like, that's the thing, like, get him on those things. And he was just like, the logic of that thinking is, like, oftentimes people will want to co-sign something new. Like, you felt that definitely when, I mean, there's a Get By remix with everybody and their mother on it. Snoop, Jay, and like that sort of thing.
On that remix, I only got 8 bars on that remix. Most got 24 bars. Kanye got 24 bars. Because when I gave Kanye the record to listen to, I had just demoed up a first 8 bars. I was going to come back. But Kanye and Most recorded a verse and took it to DJ Enough. And before I even got to finish my verse. So I got the shortest verse on the Get By remix.
Right. Well, all right. So he tells me, like, you know, he's like the problem with thought is, you know, it's bad when the first line is the problem with thought is, he's like, you know, it's one thing where it's like a super established artist, you know, pulls a move. And I think he was sort of suggesting the Renegade situation, you know, with like, and without directly, like that Nas line of like Eminem ate you up on your own shit, that did a lot to establish MCs at the time, where it's like, oh, I can't afford, it's one thing to get sunned by an established person, but, you know, the days of just letting Busta, you know, like Q-Tip was very gracious. Like, okay, I'm gonna use my platform on my classic ass album to just, instead of me getting my rocks off, I'm gonna throw you an alley-oop and go ahead, Buster, take it home. Just do your
right, Mr. Busta
like,
Rhymes.
and that's the moment,
right?
Yeah, and you know, Q-Tip took Q-Tip had to lay out the red carpet for Busta to come on there and kill it. You know what I mean? And the days of that are far and few between. And he, you know, Jay told me in no certain terms that, you know, no rapper can really afford to look bad in front of him. So it's almost like we gotta blackball him.
Shout out to Jay-Z for seeing the big picture here.
Yeah, and it was a hard pill to swallow. It's like, yo, like, and then I feel guilty because it's sort of like I'm the mascot of the Roots and people default to me, and, you know, it's like, well, let's use a mirror, and, you know, so it's like I get these opportunities of like, okay, I'll make the Voodoo record with you. Okay, I'll make this record. You know, I'm like, I'm having my moment in the sun where I get to collaborate with and play reindeer games. And Puerto Rico's like Rudolph, like he's not allowed to play reindeer games. I'm gonna tell you, like, I didn't even tell him this shit, man. Like I cried hard because I was just like, when I heard that Hot 97 Freestyle, I cried, man, because it was just like, it's been a long time coming for him to finally get his roses in a way where, And, you know, he's not too big on like wearing his heart on his sleeve in public and all that stuff. Like he's mystery, never lets you see his eyes, and wears his hats. Like he's very low key like that. And, you know, things aren't supposed to bother him. All right, well, keep it moving. And just for that moment, like to see him trending and seeing people like write out the lyrics and teach them and all those things and really get like, so I'm happy to say like right now, he's the most interesting member of the Roots, and I'm a happy second banana in this case, which I'm fine with that.
What we done started. Look at what we done started. This the people party. When opportunity knocking, then young nigga move that door. Whoa, get your foot stuck, get it, call me young, go get it. Now you can't fuck with it, might as well roll with it. What's the word?